Morning, Lexi. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
Doing all right. So, what do you want to talk to me?
Oh, I called the meeting today because Eddie was just recently diagnosed with a learning disability.
Okay.
And I understand that he's in your class. And I also understand that he's having problems in math, in your math class.
Yeah, we're having some problems. We're having some issues with him getting his work done on time, and just the quality of his work could be a lot better.
What do you feel would work for Eddie's case?
Well, I'd really like to see if he could get some kind of help, and I think he's capable of doing it, but he needs to work a little bit harder on getting it done faster, and he needs to. He just doesn't seem to be able to focus on what he's doing there. So the problems, like I said, he does show that he can do some of it, but he's not able to get the amount of work done that we require him to do.
Okay, so I understand that you want Eddie to work quicker, like the rest of the class?
Yeah, that would help.
So that he understands how to do it quickly?
Yeah, in a lot of the quizzes and the tests we do in class, he gets bad grades because he can't get them done. He doesn't do them all. So we end up have to dock him a lot of points on there because he doesn't get a lot of the problems done that he's supposed to be doing.
That's understandable. Well, with Eddie's recent diagnosis, I feel that it would be best for him to possibly use a calculator so that he can know how to do it rather than do it quickly because of his learning disability and he's struggling with those principles. What do you think?
Calculators, we don't allow calculators on our quizzes because what we're trying to do now is we're trying to teach kids to do longhand and to go through the process of them. So on the quizzes we're doing now and on the work we're doing now, we don't allow calculators. So
okay.
I don't think that'd be a very good idea.
Okay. Well, what do you believe would work? Do you have any situation in mind?
Like I said, if he could learn to work quicker, that'd be good. Because then I really think his grade would improve if he could somehow learn to get those problems done a little faster, think a little faster, and get that done. I think that his grade would really improve in the class. Like I said, he is able to do it, but he's just not getting all the work done.
Okay. So you think his grade would improve if he could do it quicker?
I agree.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely would.
Well, I understand that you want him to work quicker, and we do too. And it can be hard, especially with his learning disability, because that's kind of holding him back. And he's struggling with those basic math principles because that learning disability acts as a barrier, which makes it difficult for him to do it quickly. So I'm suggesting maybe we could try the calculator. I understand that you don't believe in calculators and you're trying to teach your class longhand, and I totally understand that. But I think in order for Eddie to have the fair and appropriate education that he needs for his abilities, would have that calculator just for support, not to depend on the entire assignment.
But that calculator would give him an unfair advantage over the other students in the class, as the other kids that are in the class aren't able to use a calculator for the quizzes, and they aren't able to use a calculator for the assignments. They're required to. So that would give Eddie kind of an unfair advantage over the other students, and I just don't see how that would show that he is learning what we want him to learn.
Okay, I understand you think it's unfair for Eddie to use a calculator. Just it'd be unfair because of the rest of the class. And I could see your frustration there, yeah. So maybe we can brainstorm a little bit. What do you think would work best?
Well, I'd like to see him do the work. I'd like to see him.
Maybe individual instruction. We could do some of that.
Yeah, I think that would
with a para. Maybe we could see if we could have extra time with the para to come in during math time and have some individual instruction. What do you feel about that?
I think that'd work out okay. I don't really have a problem with that at all.
Okay. And I know you don't like the use of a calculator, but I think it would help Eddie, not to do it for each problem, but maybe do like a couple longhand, a couple with a calculator, so that he knows and understands how to do it longhand, and he understands that, but just to keep up with the speed of the class, he could use a calculator for a couple, and then do longhand for a couple others.
Okay. So how like the quizzes that we're doing now, there's 10 questions
Mhm.
in the quiz, and generally the students in the class are able to get those 10 questions
Right.
done within about a 20-minute, half an hour time period, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But so, how many of those questions do you think?
Maybe we could cut it in half for Eddie,
Okay.
just so that we can see that he can do the work.
Mhm.
It just takes him a little longer than the rest of the class. So
Okay.
maybe we could try that. Try that the next time you have a quiz, just have 5 questions. What do you think?
I think that might be doable. So like, what you're suggesting is that he do part of the quiz longhand or traditionally, and then do the other half or the other section with a calculator.
Yeah.
So I guess he would be showing that he is able to do the problems at hand there, the problems that we have, and the other ones were quicker. I guess I'd be willing to do that. But what I mean, this is the first time I've talked to it. This is the first time this has been recommended to me. I can see what do you think I should do for the other students in the class since
Eddie has a calculator?
Right, yeah. How do you think? I mean, this is the first time I've dealt with a student that would has like a learning disability needs, something like that. How do you think the other students are going to deal with him having this tool and them not having it?
I understand. Yeah. So I would say if one of the classmates ask why Eddie gets a calculator, just explain to them that Eddie, because I think they'll know and understand, especially when Eddie goes to my room to see me and we do our instruction together. And Eddie can come to my classroom too and take that quiz, so that if we can't find a para to do individual instruction with them, especially during quiz time, he can come to my room and I can help them. And then the other students wouldn't feel feel that it'd be as unfair. I would simply just tell them, Eddie has his learning disability, and well, scratch that. We can't say that to the other students.
Yeah, you're right.
But simply say that in order for Eddie to, because he can't do the other ones as quickly as the other students, so.
That he needs that for assistance or whatever. Okay, now, I don't have a problem with him taking the quizzes in your class, like in your room or with you, like with someone else in someone else's room. But like I said, they are timed.
Right.
So there's.
And I have a couple timers in my room too.
Okay, so we can make sure to keep track of that. Then.
Definitely.
Okay, I think that'd be okay. And so what you propose is that he uses a calculator on 5 of the 10, and then the other 5 he does, and at the end of the time, it'll be stopped, right? You'll have to quit working on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm willing to do that. I see that working for him.
And if it doesn't work, we can always meet again and brainstorm and figure out something else. But
okay, how long do you think we should try this? Do you think this is something that we should try a certain amount of time? You think we should try this to see if it works? And what if it doesn't work right off the bat? What if we give him a calculator, but still he's not able to get everything done? I mean, calculator's good, but it's not a guarantee that he'll be able to get them all done.
Right. Well, I think if he can finish those 5 questions longhand, because the purpose of this quiz is to do the questions longhand, maybe not include the calculator portion of the quiz, just so that he can finish the 5 questions in that time period. They can do those 5
first, the 5.
Right. And then if there's still time left over, he has time to finish those 5 questions with the calculator, so that he understands how to do the operations on the calculator as well.
Right.
And if he doesn't finish during that time, if he has extra time, then he can do those calculator.
He'll still be graded on the calculator questions, though, right? Because it is how I have my class set up. The grade set up is for the 10 questions that are on the quiz. So even if he doesn't, the calculator questions, even if he doesn't get those done, I mean, it would count against him.
Right. Well, and we're just brainstorming some ideas, and we'll be updating Eddie's IEP program.
Okay.
And I would love for you to come, and we can talk about his math class and what he's capable of, and we can decide what he will be doing for sure.
Okay.
So that he's still in with the class and he's still learning what the other classmates are learning,
Mm-hmm.
but getting accommodations so that he is getting the appropriate and fair education that he needs
Okay, I see.
for what he is capable of.
So maybe try this for, I don't know, a couple weeks or something like
Yeah.
that. Because we have quizzes every other day in
Okay.
our class.
Okay.
So we maybe try it for a couple weeks and see how
Yeah.
it goes.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. We'll try
Okay.
that. That'll work.
That sounds good.
All right.
I'll check the time. Yeah, we're good.